Welcome to Gentle Yoga. I'm Leo Bray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. Check us out online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to see our class schedule, where we have classes offered every day online and 4 days a week in person locally. And there's a tip jar there online where you can make contributions to support our classes. So we'll start out today sitting or kneeling. I'm sitting on 2 blocks like this. We were just discussing this before class because some of us did this the other day. And you'll have to sit like that. That's how I'm going to sit, on the forward edge of the blocks to let my pelvis tilt forward and let the front of the hips open. Let the lower part of the spine sort of drop down and lengthen downward. But sit or kneel in a way that's comfortable to you. Find grounding. Find height, the length of your spine. Being tall but not being stiff or being rigid. If you want to, you can close your eyes. Just for the first minute or so, letting your breath just slow down and get deeper simply by paying attention to it, by noticing your breath, observing your breath, turning inward. Notice how your breath feels. Notice where you feel the movements of your breathing. Notice whatever else is going on in your body. We were also, before we started today, talking about this is bothering me today or that's bothering me today. Scan your body, see what's speaking up, what's asking for attention. Maybe directing thoughts of ease or thinking of sending your breath towards any tight or sore spots. Also, just making mental notes or underlining the mental note you already made about any such issues so that you can stay mindful of them during practice, skipping or modifying whatever you need to. And that's not just about when we get moving later or things that might be more challenging. You can modify sitting. You can shift now if something needs to shift. We're not aiming to be statues. You can adjust at any time. And we will sit or kneel a little longer at the start because we're going to do a little pranayama, a little breathing exercise to start. Pay a little more attention today to that, or spend a little more time on it, I guess. We're going to do a thing called alternate nostril breathing. If you want to, you can open your eyes or you can just follow along the words. I'm going to take my glasses off, which isn't necessary, but simplifies it a bit. I'm going to use one hand to hold our nose so that we're going to be holding one nostril and then holding the other. And so I find a helpful way to do this, and I didn't invent this, but a common way of doing it is to place your first 2 fingers by your third eye area there between your eyebrows, and then use the thumb and the ring finger for closing the nostrils off like that. So it's going to go like this. Put your thumb over your right nostril. Inhale through your left. Close your left nostril with your finger, open the right. Exhale through your right. Inhale through right nostril. Close right, open left. Exhale. Inhale through left nostril. Close left, open right. Exhale. And just keep going like that. So it's an exhale, then an inhale, switch sides, and exhale, and an inhale. And we don't have to go at the same pace. Exhale on one side, and inhale on that side again. Switch, exhale, and inhale. And just go at your pace. One exhale followed by one inhale for each side. Do that maybe once more on each side. And lower your hand. Let your breathing just come to its own rhythm. Breathing through both nostrils again. And scan your body again. Turn inward. Notice how your breath feels now. Notice how your body feels now. Observing any changes that might have occurred. What feels different? And there's no wrong answer. Maybe the changes are more subtle. Maybe they're more profound. Alternate nostril breathing is said to equalize or balance the hemispheres of your brain, your right brain and left brain. Your parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous systems come more into alignment with this breathing that we've just done. It's called Nadi Shodhana, for those who like to know the Sanskrit names of things. So maybe you feel a little more easeful, maybe a little more grounded, maybe a little less tense, maybe clearer. That's what I'm feeling. It's just sort of clearer. Definitely feeling more settled, more open, more grounded. Just notice however it is that you're feeling. Of course, you don't have to feel the same way I do. Honor your own experience. I know when I first did that breathing exercise, part of what I felt was annoyed. This is weird. I don't like how this feels. Why are we doing this? So maybe you're feeling some of that, and that's okay. Simpler now and probably more familiar. Let's just take 3 cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth with a sigh. Maybe even stick your tongue out and make a big sighing sound. Lion's breath. And let your eyes open if they're still closed or hit closed again. My glasses back on so everybody doesn't look so fuzzy over there on my screen. Let your chin come towards your chest. We'll begin some slow, gentle circles for our neck. Roll your ear towards your shoulder. Let your head tip back. Roll your other ear towards your other shoulder. And just go as slowly as you can stand it. If you come across an area that is tight, you might pause at the tight spot and rock back and forth. We were sharing a bit before class time rolled around. I have significant pain and stiffness in my right shoulder here. Take some circles going the other way at some point. So I'm going to pause over here and feel out if going back and forth a bit might help some of that stuff I've got going on. When you finish your next circle, look forward again. Bring your hands out to the sides, rest your fingertips on the floor. Inhale, reach your right arm up alongside your ear. Exhale, reach across to the left, lean into your left hand. Feel for length from your right hip up through your fingertips and try to keep the right cheek on the ground or on your props, whatever you're sitting on. Inhale, bring yourself upright. Exhale, come into a twist. Bring that hand to the floor behind you. Bring your left hand to your right leg. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, see about twisting some more. And then let's just see how much twist feels like enough for this side. Let yourself unwind, come back through center. Inhale, raise your left arm. Exhale, reach to the right. It's easy to get annoyed at an issue we've got going on in the body and get upset. It's natural. It's more productive maybe to get curious. What is wrong with my shoulder? Or what does my shoulder want? I'm not a doctor. I don't know how to tell what's wrong with my shoulder, but I can explore and see what helps, what it might need. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, come into your twist. So maybe what it needs is just some more focus, some more attention. Maybe it needs gentleness. Maybe it needs stretching. Stay mindful of what's going on and explore different things to see what brings some relief, what brings some change, what helps things to shift. And let yourself unwind and come back through center. Inhale, bring your heart forward. Exhale, draw your heart back. Heart comes forward, head tips back. Heart draws back, head tips forward. After your next exhale, sit up tall again. And I'm going to come off of my blocks and sit on the floor. We're going to do that sequence where we open up the ankle and the hip by holding our foot and our leg. And it's easier to do. For me, I find it's easier if I'm not sitting up on something. It gets a little too tricky, that movement, if I'm elevated. So hold one leg up and put your fingers all in between your toes. Let the ankle go limp and use your hand to move your foot around in circles. Roll your ankle out. Slowly and gently. Change direction at some point. Circle the other way. There's my clicking. It's only that ankle and it's only in this direction. And it doesn't hurt. And the doc says it's tendonitis. Okay. Glad it doesn't hurt. Release your toes. Cradle your leg. Hold it in whatever grip works for you. And make some circles. Rolling your femur in your hip socket. Change direction. Take some the other way. Part of the fun of working at home. Dogs erupting and barking from time to time. Let your leg down. Hold the other leg up. Interlace your fingers with your toes. Roll your ankle in some circles. Remember to change direction at some point. Release your toes. Support your leg with both arms. And make circles with your leg. Change direction. Take a few the other way. Now let your leg down. Simple, easy forward fold. Rest your hands on the floor and just walk them out as far as you can. Not even thinking about what the shape looks like. Just walk your hands forward. Let your head droop down. Breathe into your back. And walk your hands back. Press yourself upright again. And make your way up onto your hands and knees. Inhale. Exhale, look over your shoulder, look for your heel. Inhale back through center. Exhale, look over the other shoulder and look for your heel. And do it a couple more times for each side. Inhaling through center. Exhaling to curve your spine, look over your shoulder. Meeting back at table. Reach back and press into the ball of your left foot. Feel your heel move away from your tailbone. With your next inhale, reach your right arm to the side. Pardon me. If you want, with the next inhale, pick your foot up and reach straight back in the air. If you want to go further, bend your knee, reach back, see if you can take hold of your foot or your ankle. If you do, kick against your hand, raise your knee, raise your chin, look forward. Release, let your knee and your hand down. Reach back and press into the ball of your right foot for a couple of breaths. On an inhale, reach your left arm to the side. If you want to go further, pick your right foot up, reach straight back. If you want to go even further, bend your knee, reach back, see about that bind. Releasing any binds, let your knee and hand down again. Bring your big toes to touch. Open your knees wider apart if you like. Sit back towards your heels. Walk your hands forward. Let your head come down. If you want to disengage further in your upper body, you might, instead of reaching forward, reach your hands back towards your feet. Whichever works better for you. Maybe try them both out and see. If you're reaching your hands back towards your feet, reach them forward. And walk your hands over to the right and let your head just track with your arms. Take a few breaths there. Slowly walk your arms back through center and over to the left, just letting your head come along with the arms. Take a few breaths. And walk your hands back to center. Inhale, come forward and up. Exhale, sit back again. And just explore that for a few more breaths. Inhale to rise and come forward. Exhale, glide back and down. Go as far forward as you want. Maybe it's just bringing your shoulders above your wrists. Maybe it's further forward. Maybe it's not even as far as the wrists. See if you can use the whole inhale to move forward to wherever you like, and use the whole exhale to sit back towards your heels. And after your next exhaling back, let's inhale, come forward, back to your table. Squaring things off again for a moment. Step your left foot up between your hands. You might have blocks under your hands to ease that transition. I left that block too far away. Step your right foot up to meet the left, hang out in forward fold. Your hands could rest on your blocks or hang in the air or drag on the floor. Let your knees be soft, alternately bending and straightening them, swaying back and forth. Gently shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Inhale, lift up halfway. Press your hands to the front of your legs. Feel for the crown of your head moving forward away from your tailbone. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, roll slowly to standing, hands up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands together at your heart. Let your hands hang at your sides. Raise your right shoulder towards your ear. Shift it back and let it down. And then your left shoulder up and back and down. Inhale, reach out toward the walls. Exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself. Bring your chin over towards your shoulder. Let your chin roll down towards your sternum and up to the other shoulder. And back again, down past the sternum, up to the shoulder. Bring your head back to center. Inhale, spread your wings. Exhale, cross your arms the other way. Reach for your shoulder blades. Bring your chin towards your shoulder. Let it drop down towards your sternum. Slide up to the opposite shoulder. Back down through center. Up to the shoulder. And look forward again. Inhale, open up. Exhale, twist to the right. Take a couple full breaths. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the left and take a couple full breaths. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, let your arms down. Inhale your arms out and up. Interlace your fingers, point your index fingers up, and look up at your hands and lift up your heart. Come back up to center. Take hold of your right wrist with your left thumb and forefinger. Inhale. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale up to center. Switch to the other grip. Exhale, bend to your right. Inhale up to center. Exhale, let your arms come out and down. Inhale your arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands. Step back to plank. Let your knees down if you want a shorter plank. Exhaling, slowly lower all the way down. See if you can keep your elbows in close to your body as you lower. Let everything go. Press into your hands. Inhale, lift your head, lift your chest. Maybe a little, maybe a lot, whatever feels right for you. Listen especially to your lower back. Exhale, slowly lower down. Reach your hands back next to your hips, palms down. Inhaling, lift your chin, lift your feet, lift your hands, lift your chest, maybe lift your knees. Fingertips reaching back, fingers and toes reaching back. Your neck, let your neck be long, looking slightly forward, not scrunching your neck by looking up. Nice long curve in the spine. Exhale, slowly relax down. Rest on your chin, or if you like, turn to one side, rest on your cheek. Bring your hands in under your shoulders. Press into your hands. Inhale, lift your head and chest again. Cobra, or if you like, upward dog. Exhale, rock back, pass through table. Curl your toes under. Press into your feet to lift your knees. Then press into your hands to lift your tail and find a downward facing dog. And do some pedaling, lifting and lowering your heels, bending your knees. Nod your head. Shake your head. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, come down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, down. Step back to plank. When you're ready, exhaling, lower down, halfway or all the way. Inhale, bring your heart forward. Exhale, back and up. And in downward facing dog, take 3 clearing breaths. Now let your knees come down. Make your way to child's pose. Vary it however it suits you. Turn inward. Scan your body. Observe your experience. See what's going on with your breath. What's going on in your body? How's everything feeling? What has changed? What has not? If your hands are reaching back, reach them forward again. Inhale, come forward and up. Just sort of loosely coming to the table for a moment. Cross your ankles. We're going to come to a seat, so you might walk your hands back and roll over your ankles, or you might tip onto one hip and spin. So I'll end up sitting up with the legs extended forward, and flex your feet back towards you. Then inhale to reach your arms up overhead. Exhale to fold down over your legs. And if your knees want to bend, let them bend. Inhaling, think of the crown of your head reaching forward. Exhaling, think of lowering down. Inhaling, walk your hands up the front of your legs to sit up. Bring the soles of your feet together a good distance away from your pelvis. And if you can, slide your hands under your ankles and grab the floor. If not, reach your hands over your ankles, grab the floor, and walk your hands forward. Let your neck disengage and your head drop down. Breathe into your lower back. Slowly start to scoot your hands back. Use your arms to press your torso upright. Keep your feet together, bring them in as close as you can. Wrap your hands over your toes. Wriggle on your seat, bring the bones in the seat closer to the ground. Tilt your pelvis forward. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward with your spine long at first. Maybe your elbows press down on the insides of your legs. When the long spine stops lowering, let your head lower, let your neck go, and breathe into your hips. Inhale, slowly sit upright. Let your arms help your legs. Bring your hands to your knees. Nudge your knees towards each other. Rest your feet. Rest your hands on the floor, out past your hips. Wiggle your feet further apart, maybe to the edges of your mat. Let your knees go back and forth to whatever degree they want to. Just kind of letting them drift, not forcing anything. You might turn your head to the opposite side as your knees go down. Head and knees passing each other at center line. And we'll set up for bridge pose. If you have blocks, you might check the space between your feet, set your feet that far apart or this far apart. This is about the same space. And you could keep a block there or just keep the feet planted, scoot towards your heels, come onto your forearms and onto your back. So depending on how many blocks you have, you might keep one between your feet, you might not. You could put one between your knees on the same position. And just a little pressure holds it there. Sometimes we have a tendency to squeeze the heck out of the block, and it's a waste of energy. It doesn't take a lot of pressure to keep it there. It's just there as a spacer. Press into the soles of your feet and inhale to lift your hips up. If you want to go further here, you could wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other. Clasp your hands, reach your knuckles towards your heels. I'm not doing it today because my shoulder's bothering me. I can tell it wouldn't feel good, so I'm not going to try it. If you are clasping your hands under you, unclasp them, exhale slowly, let's come down. Now, if you want to explore floating up and down for a minute, you can, or you could take supported bridge like I'm going to do. I'm going to lift up again, put a block under my sacrum, and come to rest on my block. But if you'd rather explore bridge more actively and go up and down, explore bridge however you want. I'm just going to hang on this block and let the block do all the work for a minute. And it's helpful to think of sending your breath through the block. This somehow facilitates your body accepting the support and releasing against it. It can be a subtle thing or it can be a more profound thing. Supported bridge can bring some nice release in the lower back and the pelvis. There are different areas depending on what you got going on. You're getting ready to come out of supported bridge. Press into your feet, lift your hips up, remove the block, exhale slowly, come on down. Pause after you land, just take a couple of breaths. Then move both the blocks well out of the way. Draw your knees towards your chest and hug your knees and rock and roll in whatever way feels nice for you and your back today. Massaging your back against the floor. Hold on to your left knee, extend and lower your right leg. Reach your left arm to the side. And draw your knee over to the right, turn your head to the left. Come slowly back to center. Now draw your right knee in, hold on to your right knee, extend and lower your left leg, and reach your right arm to the side. Bring your knee over to the left and turn your head to the right. Bring it all back to center. Draw your left knee in again. Reach your feet up. Reach your hands up. Take hold of your legs or your feet. Play with bending and straightening your arms and legs. Moving in whatever way feels good for you. Large movements, small movements. Invert for as long as you like. When you feel complete, make your way to your final resting pose. And maybe today for you that's traditional corpse pose. Shavasana, legs extended, feet splayed open, hands resting at your sides. But you can conclude practice in any posture where you're comfortable. So if this isn't comfortable, get comfortable. You might plant the soles of your feet, let your knees lean towards each other, or bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees splay out. Whatever position you can be comfortably still in for some quiet breathing, letting everything slow down again. Coming back to just focusing on your breathing. Focusing on something else of your choice. Or just allowing yourself to unfocus. Begin to give yourself some deeper breath. Let your body start moving around bit by bit, taking your time, letting your movements gradually grow bigger and bigger. There is no rush. When you're ready for bigger movements, gently sit yourself up. You're welcome to remain where you are too. Bring your hands up by your heart if you like. Thank you for sharing practice today. The light within me sees and honors the same light within each of you. Namaste. Again, I'm Leo Bray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. Please visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook. Stop by the tip jar, check out the class schedule. We are available online every day and 4 days a week locally in person. So check it out. Questions and feedback are always welcome, however and whenever you're joining. Have a great day.